Hello, my dear savvy ones. It's Janette Burke here, online media personality, TV show, podcast host of Janette's TV podcast, correspondent, MC speaker, and on-camera media consultant, back with another Janette's Tips in Sips. Go ahead, pour yourself a cup of tea, coffee, wine, whatever else you feel like drinking, perhaps even some iced tea or lemonade on this super hot second day of summer. I know it's very hot here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We're like in a heat wave. Anyway, this is a segment I do for you, the conversation I have once a week with my 14.1 million besties who are interested in must-have products, lifestyle hacks, lifestyle tips, recipes, recommendations, and so much more. So go ahead, pour yourself whatever you feel like drinking, and come and join me, because today we're talking about using self-tanner. Now, not all self-tanners are the same, so please, this is a good one. Listen up. I know the summer just started. I know you probably want to look tanned and healthy and all of that, but maybe you don't want those harmful sun rays, and you shouldn't want them, because the older we get, the greater our chances of getting skin cancer. So we do want to protect ourselves from the sun, which of course self-tanner will not protect you. You need a very good sunscreen with a 30 plus SPF in it for that. But the color that we put on with the self-tanner will just be an enhancement, and actually you could blend it in with the actual sunscreen. So like you could just take a few pumps, okay, and if you want, you can put it on directly on your skin. Look, you can even use it on your face. You can rub it in just a little, but sometimes I mix it with either my sunscreen or my face cream in the morning, whatever I want. You can just mix it together. This is the type of thing that you can use all over your body, on your arms, your legs, your chest, whatever you want. Again, mixing it with the sunscreen makes it a little even, because you don't want that patchwork or that look where you can tell you're wearing sunscreen and it's not even. You want to be able to put it on properly. So mixing it with the sunscreen is a good thing to do, and really rubbing it in until you can't see any more lines. That's one way of doing it. Another way is, I'm going to show you in 1 second, is mixing it with some type of sun screen powder and or foundation and or bronzing powder. So I will show you that in 1 second. I just want to let you know what this is. This is Honey Gleam Cream, and that's the sunscreen. Sorry, the bronzer that I use. So this is it, and it's in the light for me because I have very white skin. Now, if you have very white skin, you are prone to burning in the sun. So you want to make sure that you do everything you can to protect your skin from burning in the sun, because that is harmful. So I chose this one. I've used multiple different types of these self-tanning creams. Sometimes they go to orange, sometimes they don't match with your natural skin tone color. You've got to really play with it and make sure that you are using one. This one is a good one. It blends in well. It's not heavy. It's not oily. So it really blends in well. And again, you know, you got to find the right one for you, but I like this one. Make sure you choose the right color to match your skin. You don't want to go too much darker, just enough to, you know, give yourself some glow and some color, but not too much darker than you need be. So for example, me with the white skin would not be using the darkest self-tanner out there. Even if it said Hawaiian tan or something like that, you know, you want to really make sure it matches up. So now getting back to what I was saying before, how do you make sure it doesn't go streaky and it doesn't look fake and it doesn't go too orange? I mentioned already to mix it with your sunscreen. If you don't want to do that, you have other options. Okay, I'm just going to shut this down and I'll show you what I mean. So, you know, you want to gauge it, like how much you're going to use. Start always with the smallest amount, rub it well, and see how it looks, how far it yields before you start taking more and making it look too dark or too orangey. Okay, remember, your hands are not the same as your face, right? So For your hands, you obviously want to spread it out really well. Make sure that your hands are not dry first. Make sure that you do a little exfoliating first and a little moisturizing, so it'll help spread it out more evenly. Next, what I like to do is, after I've mixed it with my sunscreen, I like to use a kabuki brush because they're great. You can use any kind of powder, face powder, whatever. If you're using your body, you can use a body powder, and just like blend it out a bit, right? So that you don't look super fake or super orange or super bronzed. Something else I like to do is when I'm getting ready in the morning. Now, if you don't want to wear foundation because it's summer and it's hot, you don't necessarily have to. You could put some what is called sun drops. You see this in a lot of makeup lines. We'll put some links of the ones I recommend, like from e.l.f. or whatever, below. We'll also link this below, which is, I already mentioned to you, honey Gleam cream. Honey Gleam cream. So this is just for your face, but you can buy like a different type of, these are like bronzers, like almost like a blush, but it's in a tube. And this is actually from Essence, but e.l.f. also makes something like this. And it's very good. You can order it below. Again, I'll have the links below. We love when you support our affiliates, and they love it when you support them too, and then everybody wins. So what I did was I just took my finger and I put a little bit here, okay? And I mixed that with my blush afterwards. But if you just want to enhance and put a little bit of tanner over top sun drops because you don't feel like wearing foundation, maybe a little bit concealer too, you can do that. It's a little lighter for these very, very hot summer days where it's hard to keep the makeup on. And then here I'm just taking another, what appears to be a bronzed type of powder now, not a cream. And I'm just going with my finger lightly over it. Okay, and it's just giving me that natural sun-kissed look. Now, I already had my makeup on before I started, and I also had blush on, so we don't want to go too dark. But this is just, you know, giving you a little nice, healthy color on top of everything. And it takes like 2 seconds to do. Another option you have is to actually work with a bronzing powder. Now this I love too, because sometimes what I do is I put the tanning stuff, self-tanning on first. I do let it dry, even if I'm using it like the drops of the tanning drops on the face. Don't use tanning drops and this though, it's one or the other. You don't need both. So then I just take my favorite bronzer. This one I love. This one has a little bit of a sheen to it. And any good bronzer, again, e.l.f. I like e.l.f. a lot. I use a lot of e.l.f. cosmetics. And I use something called L.A., which is, I like their bronzing powder. So you want to make sure you have a bronzing powder brush. Okay, that's what that looks like. And you just lightly tap, because, you know, you don't need a lot of this because it works well. And if you go too much, you're going to look too much, right? You don't want it to use it too much. Now here again, this type of a powder can be used on your body after you've put a little of this on. So if you put this on a little bit and you mix it with your sunscreen and you just want to like even it out, because maybe it's like a little like too much in one spot, not enough in another, or you want to enhance it a little, just take a little bit of this and pump it on, right? You can pump it over your arm, wherever you put the other stuff, you can pump it. You don't need a lot. As they say, a little goes a long way, okay? Again, though, you got to use the right powder. So this is a bronzing powder, yes, but again, you need to match it to your skin. So this one happens to be exclusive for fair skin, very light skin. I wouldn't want to use a darker bronzer because, again, it's going to look fake and phony and everyone's going to know you have it on, right? So make sure that you're matching everything to your skin tone. So I happen to love this. This one's called Viva Color, and it's that's the brand, and it's made, it's a bronzer, and it's shade 03. You have to find the one that's right for you. There's also this one I use frequently, and again, this one is a lot lighter. This is for light skin. You don't use this if you have dark skin, but this one's really good. And actually, it's hard to find some brands that specialize in light skin, but I have done my homework and I found them and I'm sharing it with you. So this one's a bronzer as well. And You know, sometimes I use it in conjunction with everything. Sometimes I don't. But take a look. Okay, I'm just tapping it on. And again, you can put your blush and all that on afterwards if you feel you need it. If you don't, you don't. But one thing I do is put some powder, regular face powder on top, usually a matte. And I use the kabuki brush and I just blend it all out. And it comes out very nice. Perfect, actually. You know, sun-kissed, but not overly done. You know, when you want those days where you want to look really like you have a lovely tan, and you're faking it, right? You're not, I'm getting a tan, but I'm not sitting in the sun to get it. And that's fine by me because I don't love sitting in the sun. The sun, for my type of skin, which is very white and very fair, happens to like not be a good match, right? I burn a lot. I do not really tan. And I get freckles. I get skin tags. I get all these things from the sun, and it burns and it itches and I can't stand it. So I like to be outside when it's nice out, not when it's super hot out, but when it's nice out. And I like to look like I have a tan, but I do my best to not actually sit in the sun to get a tan. And if you're concerned about the sun, maybe you want to do the same thing. This also, as I mentioned earlier, it can be used on your body. So I use this on my legs, and my legs are pure white like snow. They look like I'm wearing white pantyhose. So I just, again, I use a little of it, put it wherever I want it, and then I roll it on my legs with, I just put a little bit in my hand and I roll it on there with the sunscreen. And then I let it dry, and then I look it over and I see if there's something missing or it looks like uneven or a patch or whatever. And then I just go fill it in with a little bit of this, you know, and it works. It lasts for up to 2-3 days. It's also easy to wash off when you cleanse your body with soap and water, or when you're doing your facial cleansing with your cleansing products, it comes right off. So, and you know, you can play with it. You can layer it. You can keep layering it until you get it to look exactly like the way you want it, the shade that you want it, and the evenness that you want. That's why we have makeup brushes. And that's my tip for today. So I hope that you'll apply it and that you'll be sunbathing healthy, right? And avoiding being too much in the sun, so you don't have to worry about, you know, getting, God forbid, skin cancer. And I hope that you'll have a great summer utilizing this tip. And we'll see you next time on Janette's Tips and Sips. This is Janette Burke, your host, signing off.